Hello students, good morning. So hope you are all safe, and today in the last class we have seen how to calculate an interval estimate with the formula x bar plus or minus z sigma x bar. That is, when the sample mean is given, we have calculated the interval estimate, upper limit of confidence interval and lower limit of confidence interval, one with plus and other one with minus. Now we move to the next topic, that is how to calculate the interval estimate of proportion for same large sample. Yesterday we have seen this large sample only. Same thing today also we are going to see, that is how to calculate the interval estimate for the large sample. But when the mean is not given, that is sample mean will not be given, the proportions will be given. Already we have seen in binomial distribution that PQ are the representations which you use for the probability of success and failure. Same way here, when P and Q are given, what are this P and Q? It is the population proportion of success and failure. P is for the population proportion of success and Q is the population proportion of failure. So, and P bar, Q bar, you represent it for the sample proportion of success and failure. So, when this, that is when the sample mean is not given, when the values are represented in terms of these proportions P and Q, then how to calculate this interval estimate, that is the confidence interval, the upper confidence interval and the lower limit of the confidence interval. So the interval estimate is calculated with P bar plus or minus Z sigma P bar. Instead of X bar, proportions you are taking. So this will be P bar plus or minus Z as it is, but instead of sigma X bar it is sigma P bar. So if it is sigma X bar, this is the standard error of mean. So now you are given sigma P bar, that is standard error of proportion P. Here it is standard error of this mean, sample mean. So you call it as sample error of mean, and now sigma P bar is standard error of proportion. So these values will be given, that is when P, Q are given, you have to find the interval estimate with the help of P bar plus or minus Z sigma P bar. This P bar is the sample proportion of success. P means it is population proportion of success. So here it is given by P bar plus or minus Z sigma P bar, and sigma P bar is standard error of proportion, and sigma X bar, we know this is, the formula is sigma by root n. Same way here, sigma P bar we find with square root of PQ by n. Suppose I told you in the previous class, when the population standard deviation is unknown, you take the sample standard deviation for the sample, but you represent it with a cap. So this is estimated standard error we said. Same way here also, this sigma P bar is the standard error of proportion, that is square root of PQ by n. Suppose you are not given this PQ, that means if you are given the values in terms of sample, that is for the sample proportion of success and failure, P bar, Q bar, you use same thing as the values of PQ. You can make use same way how you are making use of this PQ, but only thing is represent with a cap. So this will be estimated, this if you put a cap, it will be estimated standard error of proportion. So only you mention this estimated when when you are taking the values of a sample for the population. That means when the population standard deviation is not given, you take the sample standard deviation and do the problem, but only thing is put a cap. Same way here, when PQ are not given, that is population proportion of success and failure are not given, but sample proportion of success and failure are given, it will be square root of P bar Q bar by n. That is, you call it as estimated standard error of proportion. So with this, everything is same. You will be given the confidence interval 90% or 99% or 95%. The first and foremost thing you have to do is divide this by 2. So whatever value you get, you take the value that is the portion of the value whatever you get, and find this from the table, that becomes z. So z you get, and sigma p bar using this, and p bar plus with 1 with plus 1 with minus, same way you do as we have done yesterday. So for example, we'll take a simple problem here. So here they have given a general cinema, sampled 55 people who viewed the picture, and asked them whether they planned it to see again. Only 10 of them believed. Out of 55, only 10 of them believed that they can see once again. That is 10, the picture can be seen once again. So you have to estimate the standard error of proportion. First thing you have to find standard error of proportion, and second is you have to construct 90% confidence interval of proportion. So this is the problem given. They have sampled 55 people. They have sampled, that is one picture is there. They are seeing how many of them are, they are asking 55 people and asked whether they can see it once again. Only out of 55, 10 people said that, believed that the picture can be seen once again. So that means here from the sample, this is the sample, from the sample 10 of them believed. So n is 55 sample size. So p bar, that is, this is a probable proportion of success. That means they are saying the picture can be seen once again. So how many are saying 10 out of 55? So this will be 10 out of 55. This comes to 0.18. Same way you can find q bar, it is 1 minus p bar. So 1 minus 0.18 comes to 0.82. So we have got p bar and q bar. So estimate, that is you have to find standard error of proportion, that is sigma p bar is square root of p bar q bar by n. Whatever you have, pq if you have, this is from the sample you are getting the proportion of success. So we took p bar. So this will be estimated value. So this is 0.18 into 0.82 divided by square root of divided by 55. This value you find. Whatever you get here, construct a 90% confidence interval. So that means 90% by 2, 0.45. So see from the graph where it comes from in the table. Z is at 1.64, your value is 0.45. So just confidence interval will be p bar plus or minus z sigma p bar. So p bar value what you have, it is 0.18 plus or minus 1.64 into whatever value you get here, substitute this. So this is about the calculating the confidence interval when the proportions are given. So this again will make use in the coming problems. So in the next class I will talk about t distribution. T distribution is very important as a normal distribution. How you are using this z. Same way you use t distribution, that is t for small samples. But the formula, everything will be similar to some extent. Only thing is how you find this z. You have to find t for small sample when your sample size is less than 30 and you use t distribution. So that I will tell you tomorrow. That's all. Bye.